attacks during 2021-22. This is definitely not a small number. You just do a rough calculation of each one of the attacks, what kind of damages has been created, what is the quantum of the damage that has been created each one of the lakhs, several other millions. Okay, so this is the thing. And what are the areas got affected during 2021-22? Right from SME, small and medium enterprise, till the big public departments, including railways, airlines, power, communication, of course, banking system. These are the major players got affected by the cyber security threats. Now we have to strengthen our policy now. Policy may not be always regarded as something to be implemented at higher level. So the discipline should start from every single individual. If single individual get the desired awareness or a requisite awareness for the security, I believe that he can protect himself. Thereby, he can protect his family and the organization, of course, the nation. So what are the things majorly? You see that the trend is very big increase in the random attack. You know that an attack that can be injected to a network in order to make the network halt for an until the party's requirement is satisfied, like a hijacking a flight or something, until the person, the attacker's desires getting fulfilled, expectations are getting fulfilled, the network will not be allowed to function in its normal way. So this is what the trend is. Now, what are we going to do in terms of cybersecurity in 2023 or the next few years to come? Number one is, there is something which is going to be very popular, endpoint security, which is theoretically available, but every organization has to work on implementing the endpoint security, which is very much, any two connections are there, okay, that are going to make two endpoints. How are you going to increase the security at both the endpoints? This is number one. Second is zero trust security models. Okay, so based upon the phase, based upon the security also, trust should not be developed by the system. The system has to be operated independently of its own. So zero trust models, security models will be implemented, which is also a good area for research. People who are at cyber security research, this is going to be that. So taking this important topic in mind, we have chosen 4 important people, and I'm able to see, I'll give an introduction to these people. Once the other people join, I will give the introduction at that point of time. We have one gentleman who has joined here, Dr. Ram Kumar. Dr. Ram Kumar is also the professor of practice at Marwadi University, recently joined. So otherwise he serves for Nissan Digital, which is part of Nissan Corporation, Motor Corporation, with a cybersecurity governance, risk and compliance function. And he has got a total 22 years of experience, has worked with many leading corporate houses, including Philips, Atas, and so on. He's a PhD, postgraduate, he's a Doctor of Philosophy in Information Security from Alliance University, Bangalore, MBA from Edith Cowan University, and MCA from Madurai Kamaraj University. In that way, we both are alumnus of Madurai Kamaraj University. Postgraduate program in cloud computing from Great Lakes Institute of Management, and business leadership program from Stanford University, USA. And he has also got many professional certifications: CISM, ERISC, EEH, and ISO 20001, 2013, lead auditor, EMP, and so on. On behalf of this forum, Faculty of Computer Applications, Marwadi University, hearty welcome to Ram Kumar ji. And
thank you, sir.
Yeah, And we have yet another personality, Nikhil, joined. He's a specialist. I'm happy to present the profile of Nikhil. Nikhil is a renowned cybersecurity expert and technology-based innovator with more than a decade's experience in the web industry. In fact, he has started his career at the age of 16. As an entrepreneur, he started developing websites and started observing like how to bring security, what kind of hazards are there, how to implement it and all. From that, that's a point of time where he's learning the security angle also. Then he has to prove himself in the security domain also. So adding feathers under the cap of Nikhil, he has done computer hacking forensic investigator. Again, ISO 20001, 2013, information security management system, lead auditor, certified threat intelligence analysis, certified cloud security engineer, and on the peak of above, he's got a record of training more than 50,000 people on cybersecurity front, and he's keen in taking up a lot of lectures in various education institutions and the process of molding the youngsters in cybersecurity domain. He's also collaborating with police officials in cybercrime detection and so on. Many awards also, being a youngest entrepreneur award he has secured, and he is also his presence is very widely available in the social media as well. And Nikhil also writes a lot on cyber affairs in national, and also a ever wanted speakers in many international forums also. So happy meeting Mr. Nikhil in this forum.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for inviting me, and you have organized a wonderful forum, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And Kalpesh, I want to pause here. Is that the other panelists also joined now?
Sir, I had a talk with Mishra, sir. He will join within 5-10 minutes.
All right. Once he joins, please notify me. I can
sure,
ask questions.
Definitely.
Now, now over to Dr. Ram Kumar. As a first speaker joined, I have a question. Let us start that first. And see, Dr. Ram Kumar, internet, without internet, there is no survival. We can even be, we can survive without food, water also. Without internet, we go very restless and absolutely we feel like we are totally disconnected from the world. So the more and more we use internet, it is obvious that our data are available in internet. It may be a personal data. It may be a data related to your financial transaction, all those things. And even nowadays, for recruitment, people visit your social media site, and from that, they are automatically collecting leads, your posting, your connections, all these things matter much. Now, my question to you as a first question is, and what are the potential dangers available with the internet data, which is belonging to individuals or people? And we always talk about the data leakage and other things and all. And you can take two angles of this question. Number one is, what are the potential dangers, as I told you, and how to avoid the data getting leaked? Over to you, sir.
Sure. First of all, let me thank you, sir, for inviting me here. It's an honor to address this audience. Really appreciate people to join on a Saturday morning. Nice to meet you all. Okay, coming to the question, the data that is very personal to us, our personal details, technically we call it as a PII data. It is personally identifiable information. It includes your name, your date of birth, your residential address, your email ID, including biometrics, geolocation details, all of them come under the term called PII data. This data has to be very, very confidential. You cannot just like that put it in internet or very carelessly handle it. And especially sensitive information like passport copy or Aadhaar card, these all can be misused by cyber criminals for identity theft. Right? Identity theft is very rampant. So when you go online, do not post these things. Just like in real life, we do not hand over our business cards to every Tom, Dick, and Harry we meet. please be careful about what you post in the internet. Especially youngsters love posting in social media on something like Instagram. I'm not sure how many of us are still in Facebook, Insta generation. So do not post any sensitive or PII data anywhere, and safeguard it like anything. The dangers are people can misuse it, taking your identity. They can, misuse for obtaining loans, credit card frauds, and also for other nefarious activities. The second thing is, the second aspect of it is how to protect. So do not share your in your social media too many details, including your date of birth. And I see among people who are desperate to get the job, especially freshers, I understand they are very anxious to start their career. They put their entire resume or CV in a social media site like LinkedIn or other forums. Do not put your resume just like that, because your resume has sensitive information like your date of birth and phone number, the email ID. You can just say that you are looking for work and give your skill set, high level skill sets, and ask them to get in touch with you in the email, in the LinkedIn messaging. Do not give your phone number, especially for girls. You have to be all the more careful. So the reason being, this resumes can be harvested by cyber criminals, and they could be misusing for job scams, right? They can easily misuse it, get in touch with the job aspirant, and then try to take as much money as possible by giving false promises. So the ideal way is just highlight your skills, your expertise, and then if anyone interested, they can always get in touch with you. Only post your resume in online job forums, job sites, not in a public social media site. So the point is, at the end of the day, if you want something to be private, the best place is between your ears, right? No, don't put it online in any site. That is all the more dangerous. And email IDs also, be careful, because once your email ID is gone into any publicly available website, it can lead to a lot of junk mail, what we call as spam. There is no escaping from spam. Every day we get tons of unsolicited emails. So if you are required to put your email ID, use a different email ID for shopping and other purposes, e-commerce purposes. Do not use your main email ID for everything. The problem is we use one size fits all approach. That is again not a good practice. So I think that's my take on this topic, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Ram Kumar. I'm happy to introduce the third speaker. Just joined Dr. Amarnath Mishra. Sir, very good morning to you. Professor Amarnath, very good morning to you.
Very good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. So let me have introduction to Professor Amarnath. Professor Amarnath has been working as a professor of forensic science and head at Lloyd's Institute of Forensic Science, Greater Noida, since 2022. Prior to this, he has worked with many leading organizations for more than 15 years. Some of them include Rashtriya Raksha University, Gandhinagar, which is very famous in this location. He has excelled in research, academic administration, forensic practice, and case work. Mishra has published 7 books, 25 chapters, and more than 55 research articles in reputed peer-reviewed journals, and also present at many conferences. And he is again a professor of high demand for delivering many invited talks in prestigious forums. And he has also granted 4 national and international patents. Sir, we are very proud on behalf of Faculty of Computer Applications, Marwadi University. Hearty welcome, Mishra.
Thank you, Vishal.
And now I would like to shoot my next question to Mr. Nikhil, who is just joined some time back.
Yes, sir.
Nikhil, can you identify some of the fields, where there is a demand of cyber security experts? Because you are the person widely connected with many of the institutions also. In your profile, I saw more than 50,000 people you have trained. So you must be really be connected with very good institutes. And from the career perspectives, I want you to throw certain lights like future designations, as new age designations, which are expected in the cybersecurity domain?
Yeah. It's a good question from the career
Sorry to
perspective.
interrupt.
Mhm. From
Sir, can you turn on your camera, please?
I will, but I'll just take 10 more minutes because I have to reach to my desk for that. Okay.
No problem.
So yeah. All right. So basically, talking about the career perspective of cybersecurity, it's a good question because a lot of students they are behind of completing some certifications, may it be free, may it be paid, and there is a whole race which we can see as a cyber mentor, and whenever we are on the recruitment boards of a lot of companies, that students have a lot of certifications. So I'll tell you this from two perspectives. One is most of the things which are in demand in cybersecurity, and two, in which students do certain mistakes which they how they can correct it. So the demand here, if we see, the major recruitments are happening in VAPT, that is vulnerability assessment pen testing, then SOC, security operations centers, and then DFIR, digital forensic incident response. So there are a lot of major recruitments which are happening, and there are projects which are being deployed by the corporates, and then by law enforcement agencies, by other companies, and then government institutions are also there. So to complete this, again, you can be a cybersecurity analyst, a digital forensic investigator, a threat analyst, or then we can say a cloud penetration tester or a cloud security engineer and all. So, talking about all this, when we talk about VAPT, we talk it as a whole domain. So, VAPT can be in web application, can be in mobile application, can be in thick client pen testing, and so on. Now, when we say about SOC, so SOC again is a very vast field. There are L1, L2, L3 type of people. Then DFR, digital forensics can be on your computer, can be on your mobile phone. Mac OS digital forensic is different. Linux OS is different. Then server version is different. So you can go from by starting from a basic certification. If not, you can go on free sites like tryhackme.com to start your career with in cybersecurity and digital forensics, and Hack the Box Academy. That these are the free sites basically where you can start with. Do not do the mistake of only running behind the certifications. Rather, like increase your skill sets, because that is gonna help. Play CTF machines like capture the flag challenges. Participate in hackathon. That is what a practical aspect I will say.
Thank you for your very elaborative reply. We will get back to you on that. Now, you have given Nikhil has given me lead to ask my next question to Dr. Amarnath. Dr. Amarnath, Nikhil mentioned about this digital evidence, okay, digital forensics or digital evidence. And I want to just ask you, like, what are the most common digital evidences which play a key role in the cybersecurity investigation? Number one, are there any preservation methods of this digital evidence? Once the investigator identifies an evidence, and it's an mostly electronic medium, it can even get erased or something. We come across very self-destruction kind of software modules. Now, the next question arises: how to preserve such digital evidences? Over to Dr. Amarnath. Hello? Okay, I'll get back to Amarnath after a while. Now, once again, I want to go back to Mr. Ramkumar. Ramkumar, is there any way by which think of some prevention methods? Because we cannot do away with devices, handheld devices, mobile, laptop, or whatever it may be. And at times, we are also using public computers also. So the idea is how to prevent. Is there any prevention methods? It's an unavoidable kind of thing we have to use. Like, can you highlight on that prevention methods?
Prevention methods in the sense, prevention for?
Prevention methods is security problems and all. We should not be victimized in that.
Oh, okay. The first thing is people have to be cyber smart today. Everyone, digital skills have become like life skills today. So you'll have to be extremely careful about what you do online. The internet has its own perils. So while we all enjoy using internet, it makes it all the more convenient. You can do entire shopping sitting from your home or even with your lap phones. You don't have to step out. At the same time, some precautions, whether when you use a app to purchase or a e-commerce website or use social media to interact, you will have to be extremely careful. So we all see routinely news media where people lose money because of OTP scams, or people get links, phishing emails. They get a lot of emails from unsolicited way, from supposedly from a bank, which looks as authentic as possible. So these are all you should know the ways to identify, the techniques to identify. So today with chat GPT tools coming, this AI generative tools, it is getting all the more tougher to identify which is a genuine, which is fake. Earlier when the hackers were trying to draft these messages, there are a lot of telltale signs in the email. You can spot typos, you can spot grammatical errors, salutation mistakes, and you know it is actually a fake. But with tools like ChatGPT, it makes all those emails as authentic as possible. But still, you should always be, no bank or financial institution worth its salt would ever ask its customers to provide user ID and password, right? Or ask them to update all of this. So they will never reach out to you asking for OTP. So these are all basics that you should have in mind, and never trust anything that you receive which sounds too good to be true, right? So in the internet, anyone can be anything. They can claim to be anything. There is a saying we say in the internet, you can be somebody can be a dog, and you never know who is behind it. It could be a garage. And
Dr. Kumar, we will continue our discussion because I have posted one question to Dr. Amarnath. Now, sir has come. And, sir, I was insisting on the digital evidences. They play a major role in, in this crime investigation, cyber crime investigation. And I wanted to list out some of the very important digital evidences and along with the preservation methods.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I'm audible, proper audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First class.
Yes. So again, I want to thanks for the organizers for inviting me, experts in this panel discussion, and all participants. Good question, sir. As we are talking about digital forensics, so any type of digital devices that comes in the digital forensics. Now, if such type such type of cases happen due to using up the digital devices, okay, so now need for the collection and preservation of these devices for the further examination by the cyber experts in a private lab when they are giving reports under section 65B as per the Indian Evidence Act, are in Central Forensic Science Laboratory, State Forensic Science Laboratory, or Regional Forensic Science Laboratory. And in recent decade, there are number of cyber crime cases increases day by day by using digital devices by everyone. So generally what happened, suppose I'm actually in digital, I'm also talking about multimedia forensic and also cyber forensics. Suppose if any case happened, any threatening mail sent by any person, so also there is a need to identify the IP address and also need to preserve hard drive of that system. If any type of financial crime, there is a transaction of the things by any person, so sometimes and many times there is a seizing of the laptop or that devices and to send forensic science laboratory to find out anything. And what happened in the forensic science, in the digital forensics, if data deleted, so that can also retrieve. Okay, so what happened if anybody think about that I'm going to delete the data from the digital devices, so that can retrieve by many, there are many softwares available. So collection and preservation is very important. As I listen, when GQD was in Hyderabad, hard drive, half burned hard drives, from that hard drives also recover the data and case solved. But this is challenging because sometimes culprit, use that hard drive or pen drive or that system for the purpose of the burn, which destroy. So as a forensic, as a cyber expert, there is much knowledge to retrieve such type of data. This is very challenging. But generally, in the normal cases, in we are collect and preserve and send to forensic science lab or experts to retrieve the data for the further investigation, and that is also admissible in the court, and on the basis of investigation of these things, uh, suspected person or culprit will uh, get the punishment.
We just had an information about Mr. Vishal Rabari, like he got injured in a small accident and he's doing some procedure at the hospital. Let us see whether Sir joins. And now again over to Mr. Nikhil. And the equal challenges are there for the government also, right? So how the government is planning to manage all such risks? Is there any year-to-year planning the government does and kind of thing? And regarding the cyber security awareness also from the government, what kind of steps they are taking? Nikhil. Hello, Nikhil? Okay, we will pause for a
So
while.
when we talk about no problem. I can speak now. I was talking on mute, so I was not able to. I was talking on mute. Yeah. So government is taking a lot of initiative. I'll tell you, under the Digital India program, under Cyber Swachhata Kendra, there is something called as Internet Crime Center. Then there are things like cybercrime.gov.in where you can register your online complaint. 1930 is a dedicated helpline. And there are national infrastructure protection programs to encourage youth who are into cybersecurity research in our country to report if they get anything malicious, anything suspicious about the vulnerabilities in the government websites or government infrastructure wherever it is. So, with Digital India, we are moving towards digital secured India. That is what I will say. And government is doing really a good thing. And they will develop themselves day by day. And also, let's say layman, when they don't know what to do, they can directly go and register, first of all, on the cybercrime.gov.in. Also, there is a wonderful site designed by one of the IPS officer, Triveni Singh sir, is from Uttar Pradesh Police. So the 420.in basically where you will find all the nodal officers' numbers. So let's say your money is hacked through Paytm, through PayU Money, through any of the wallet. You can directly email them and you can expedite the process rather than running to the police station and being dependent on the law enforcement agencies completely, because law enforcement agencies also will take some time to file the complaint and all. So first step is to go on cybercrime.gov.in, register it, or directly call 1930, or go with the nodal officer's email ID on the 420.in. And also there is Internet Center also. You as a volunteer can register on that site and on cybercrime.gov.in that you wish to volunteer. That also basically is possible. So this is all the initiatives which are taken by the government, also certain in collaboration with Reserve Bank of India, with SEBI, with IRDA, is working on the trending crimes which are happening all over the India, and are giving like we can say instructions or directions to the banks, to NBFCs, to SEBI undertaken companies, to IRDA undertaken companies, and being very stringent on the policies. So that is what is my take on the government side.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, since Professor Amarnath has got another meeting scheduled, I'll have some couple of questions for Amarnath sir first. One is, sir, can you share any of the interesting case study which involved forensic study? Professor Amarnath?
Yes, sir, there are many cases available on the websites. But when I was in CFSL Hyderabad, some high profile cases come there. So generally what happened, we go for the imaging of the hard drive and that's devices. Then we go for the using software as per the availability like in case and other softwares, and find out the fact. Okay, means delete from deleted files we retrieve the data, from deleted video, deleted photographs, and investigating official establish the relationship with the crime, and many crimes solved. There are many crime.
Good. All right. And what are the common tools that are used in forensics?
There are many common tools like in-case, forensic toolkit, autopsy software. So many kits available. Some open sources, some paid sources. But in forensic laboratory, for in the court of law, generally licensed and purchased software is valid for the reporting purpose.
All right, sir. And Kalpesh Poppad, amongst the questions from the audience, is there any question? One question you want to ask Dr. Amarnath? You can now take now.
Sir, one of the participants, Mr. Venkata Brahmin in Ganpati, has asked that how to overcome the drone jacking. So, if any of the panelist member can give the answer for the same, how to overcome the drone jacking.
Okay, drone jacking. Okay, fine.
Yes.
I think Ram Kumar sir knows this kind of, because he's working with Automobile. So Ram Kumar, have you heard about?
Sorry, sir, I don't have expertise in that. Drone is something new technology. Maybe other panelists would pass it on.
So we will have a personal message later after collecting the fact about the question. Is there anything else you want to ask Dr. Amarnath first?
Yes, I want to tell about drone jacking.
Yes,
actually,
sir.
By hacking up that drone, operation of that drone. Okay, anybody handle that drone and utilize as per the need. So that is the drone jacking. So hacking in the advanced level means no any devices are becoming remain. So drone is a new technology, and also that hacking by the hackers. That is the drone jacking.
Okay. Nice, sir. Thank you so much, Dr. Amarnath. And you can be at your ease. You can be here as long as you can be. Otherwise, you can attend your work. And Professor, next to Mr. Nikhil, I want to shoot you a next question. Would you like to share some data security tips for the audience?
Yeah, well, data security, when we talk about data security, we deal with a lot of data, right? And as now the data is at a very low cost, like an unlimited data throughout the day, or 2 GB of data on mobile data. Or like prior, some years back, we were using 1 GB of data per month. And today we are using unlimited data per day. So this journey itself has increased a lot of things in cybercrime. And how do we secure from it? Okay. So let us understand. I'll just tell you about data when we talk about data security, why all this data is free. And all this basically you can use all these free apps and you can play free games and everything. So the youth here in India is more rather than any country, and they are directly targeting the youth here, so that all of you get busy in all this gaming and social media and whatnot. And India still remains a developing country. and India never becomes a developed country, because you here aspire to become some of the other engineer or something else. And if you invest your more time into all these type of unwanted things, you will never achieve your desired goal. By doing this, you're also compromising with your data. That is what the context I wanted to set to the discussion. How? Because at times government is banning a lot of apps, and we install mod applications or crack applications. May it be gamings, may it be a music app, may it be any type of crack application. With it comes a binded application, or that application itself takes a lot of permission, which is being installed by unknown source. Maybe be your camera, microphone, calendar, contacts, everything. Okay, and location, GPS, and everything. And once you install it, it works like a spyware. Yeah. So someone says like GB WhatsApp. Absolutely right. We have given a good example like GB WhatsApp. So, like that, basically, you install it, you find it fascinating, and then that is how your all data is compromised. How do you secure from that as a mobile user? Never turn on your USB debugging mode or developer options unless needed, because there are attacks like juice jacking. If you put your phone charging on a free charging station, your data can be fetched, and also there will be a debug spy which can be installed. Second tip I would like to give here: never turn on unknown sources installation, so that like Google Play Protect, let Google Play Protect verified. Always install a paid antivirus, not a free one, into your phone. Paid anti-hacking or anti-spy tool. Always turn on your two-factor authentications on. Check your email ID on haveibeenpawned.com for checking if they have been breached somewhere or not, and if they have been breached, change the credentials. Also keep checking your password. Only just having a strong password wouldn't help you. Okay, the strong password should not have been breached in any of the data breaches. So you can check it on haveibeenpawned.com. Nowadays Google also gives you notification that this password is already in some data breach, is already compromised. Do change the password. Do not keep easily guessable passwords. That is what I will say. And never connect to free Wi-Fi. In case if you have any emergency to connect, always use VPN connections. So these are the from the layman perspective, where everyone is using their tablet, mobile phone, laptop, and everything. From company or corporate perspective, it's all different. When we say about ransomware attacks, you have to instantly inform. So, however, you put all the technologies and all right, basically however you put all the technologies, human error is the weakest link in cybersecurity. So I've seen companies putting in 10 lakh rupees, 15 lakh rupees firewalls, but not monitoring them. And then all of a sudden there's an incident happening. And then when we investigate, we got to know that the malware, the spyware was planted 6 months before, 8 months before, but there was no monitoring on it. So it was analyzing everything and then putting. And don't keep all the policies only on paper. I can see bunch of papers on lot of organization as a name in the name of policies, but how much of it is really implemented? That is a question. So we have to fill this gap, and that's the reason. Like we have to create experts who can understand the subject in deep and secure not only your data, because ultimately what happens when there is a statistical data released every year or every quarter, it says Indian cybercrime has grown into this spike. Okay, it doesn't say okay, Gujarat cybercrime has grown into this, or Maharashtra cybercrime has grown into this spike. It affects the global thing, like India. So our goal should be minimizing the risk. Risk cannot be eliminated, and you should also take the responsibility of your data. It's not only law enforcement who is going to take the responsibility.
Thank you for interruption. Sorry for the interruption, Nikhil. You mentioned about this, have I been pawned for checking the email ID? Is there anywhere we
Yeah.
can check our Aadhaar card usage also? Because we also share our Aadhaar card number everywhere. Maybe copies of Aadhaar card also. We are not sure.
Yeah. There is a site where we can check how many numbers are allocated to us using Aadhaar
Okay.
card and all. Yeah, I have to
Fine.
check that site and I can post it. Also, like these things
No,
are available over darknet, as you said. And do not
no.
store your Aadhaar card or identity proof directly in the phone or Google Drive. Use apps like DigiLocker. or vault-like applications. So even if your phone gets compromised, this data is in an encrypted manner. A good point raised by yourself. So it's a good thing. So DigiLocker is something which answers.
Yes. Dr. Ramkumar, you were describing about some of the prevention methods in my previous question.
Yeah.
Now, once prevention, then the other side of the coin is the recovery. So, I would like to have the threat detection. So, how will I come to know, like, I'm compromised? Okay, at what point of time I'll come to know that I'm compromised? And is there anything you can throw light on this, disaster recovery also?
Okay. Disaster recovery is very specific to the IT, mostly corporates which have strong SLA, service level agreements with their clients, like banks, financial services, insurance companies, which are very data intensive, prefer to have, or rather mandated to have a strong disaster recovery program. So earlier it was part of BCP and DR, right? Business Continuity Program and Disaster Recovery. Today we call them together as cyber resilience. So how resilient a corporation can be, an organization can be in the face of a disruptive event or a crisis. So I'll give you a simple example. If you are running a call center and your call center has a contract with a telecom company to handle their customer care, right? You have both voice and email support. Now there is some issue with your network, IT network. It is down. How quickly can you recover and resume your business operations? That is very critical, because your network is down to hardware failure or cable issues or virus attack. You cannot tell your customers. We get irritated, right? Whenever we call a call center of our bank and we want to check on something, and they say system is slow, right? We get annoyed. So 2 or 3 times we'll put up with that. Then we will easily change the bank itself. We will take our accounts elsewhere. So think of large businesses, how much revenue they will be giving to these businesses. So they will not keep quiet. So SLAs define the service level that they need to cater to. So it will be, if you look at all the agreements, it will say 99.5% uptime. So that is the level. So the more higher uptime, you need to plan for adequate technologies, mirroring technologies or backup technologies, adequate processors, and people with the right skill sets. So normally, when companies go for a proper disaster recovery setup, they have the technology in hot site, warm site, or cold site. Now in cloud, it is all the more easier. You can mirror your data elsewhere, and in case a thing is down or something, you can fall back on your backup option. So that is as part of DR, and DR will actually give you a competitive edge and ensure you are meeting the contractual requirements as defined in the service level agreement. I hope that answered.
Fantastic. Dr. Ram, I also want you to touch upon two things. One, I think you are a specialist in cloud computing also.
Yes.
So there is one risk. Suppose I'm a service provider in cloud computing. Okay. Suppose my services are compromised or maybe hacked by someone. I cannot reveal it openly because it is based upon solely the trust of my customers. I got around 1 million customers. Suppose I feel like I am detecting that, it is something like I cannot openly tell like this has happened. Like how do such kind of things are happening are managed in the cloud security domain?
Okay. So in cloud, you have
it's more susceptible for threats. Am I right?
yes. So cloud has this concept of shared responsibility model. What is on the cloud and in the cloud? So who manages? It's between the cloud service provider and the client. Client is the organization that is using the services of the cloud service provider. So this cloud service provider, what we call as CSP for short, could be any of the vendors like AWS or Microsoft Azure or GCP, anyone. So the agreement will always have what is their responsibility, what is ours. The infrastructure could be their responsibility, but the data that you put in and the controls that you have, the services that you enable to protect your data is something belongs to the organization, to the client. Now, cloud has its own set of challenges and security risks, from how you configure, how your database is configured, your EC2 instances, S3 buckets, or identity access management. All of this has its own security errors. And of course, as Mr. Nikhil said, human error is always a issue. Now, cloud security is a joint responsibility, so you'll have to work closely with the cloud service provider and also have frequent, reviews of your security controls. So that is very much important because different people work on your cloud instances, and you should have a strong regime for change management and approved and reviewed before any changes are effected, and have a whole set of processes. One thing is configuring the technology controls. Second thing is how you manage it. So keep reviewing frequently, have scans done. A lot of tools provided by the CSP themselves. You can also deploy third-party tools to do the checks, right, for data protection. And again, one quick correction. Today, all publicly traded companies or companies that are coming under regulated industry, like banks, financial institutions, healthcare industries, they are supposed to disclose formally if there is any data breach or security incident
It's a great
impacting. They have to inform the authorities, the respective authorities. So that way, today there is nothing that can be pushed under the carpet and closed. It is becomes a public information. That's why today, when you go to Google and just search for data breaches in 2023, you see a lot of companies that have suffered. So it has become an obligation, regulatory requirement that companies have to formally disclose. So that way, the reputation risk is more for the companies. Even big corporations, be it Microsoft or Twitter or anyone, have suffered. Uber, all these names have suffered data breach at one point in time or other. So it has become all the more critical that security is a journey. It is not just a one-off thing that today I set up all the security controls, I can happily sleep. It is a everyday challenge and it has to be monitored tightly.
Dr. Ram, we are receiving a lot of questions from the audience also, requesting the admin, Dr. Kalpesh Popat, to consolidate them. And I have one last question for both of them. And after that, you can read the questions, important questions. Let us not disappoint any of the people who have joined here.
Sure,
And,
sir.
over to Ram Kumar, sir. So one last question for you. Then I'll ask one common question to both you and Nikhil. The last question for you is, how do you anticipate the future challenges in cloud security? You are also the autonomous vehicle. Also, you are doing some work, right?
Yes.
You are a Nissan Corporation, their computerization and all. Now, where this vehicle sector is going, because as we talk about connected cars, all those things and all.
Yeah.
And how do you anticipate the future challenges in this kind of technology?
So, very good question. The automobile market is changing a lot. Today, we are talking about connected cars. Last 10 years, this technology has come into in a big way the traditional old economy manufacturing companies. And today, if you buy any car, it comes with a connected car app, and that app monitors so many things, so many parameters. Like your speed, the geographical location that you're traveling, the average speed, your drive score, how many hard brakes, how many overspeeding, all of it, and it gives you a drive score as well. Now, this data which they collect every day in, day out you drive, is all going to be monetized. Okay, there are multiple aspects to it. I'm just talking about this one aspect. They're going to monetize all the automobile companies. How it is going to be is, in future, insurance companies, motor insurance companies will rely on this data and give you a personalized insurance premium quote if you want to buy insurance or renew your insurance. If your drive score is bad, then they will profile that customer as a bad driver and then quote a higher premium. If it is good, then you'll enjoy a better deal. So it is becoming that bad. And this data, all car companies are monetizing by selling to different parties, third parties who are interested in harnessing or leveraging this data. Now, beyond this, car companies are also getting more into electrification. Electric cars are the rage. Autonomous car, again, in very advanced economies. Even companies like Apple, Sony, Google, they are getting into car designing and experimenting. A lot of research is going on in autonomous cars. I'm not sure how long it will take for India, but at least we can be assured that electric revolution is very well underway. So that is one. Second thing is today's cars are no longer in the connected car era a simple mechanical electrical device contraption anymore. It is literally a data center on wheels. Every car has at least 1,500 to 2,000 IoT sensors, right?
Yes.
And earlier cars like pre-connected era cars, something like, I'll give an example like Indica or Santro, even if it gets water damage, you can just change the spare parts and drive. Today, if your car is water damaged, there is no way you can repair it. It will, even if you spend a lot of money in changing all the spares, it's not going to run like before. So these cars have become more vulnerable physically, and also from hacking point of view, you can check any Google search. If you do car hacking, just put the words car hacking and any brand. Okay, I don't want to name the brand. Any brand you put, you will get incidents already reported. All cars can be hacked. It's a constant challenge for the OEMs to ensure that their connected cars are secure. Key fob hacking is very common. Your car keys can be hacked and people can get
I think
inside.
the software is also becoming advanced day by day. We call
Advanced.
it geofencing. We also
Geofencing.
talk about that, we are not able to, take the car beyond a jurisdiction.
Yes. If you are giving your car to a driver, you can put a radius, not more than 40 kilometers around. You can take the car. The moment the car moves, you can actually monitor. You'll get alerts in the app. So that kind of advanced thing is going. At the same
And
time,
some of the apps, the moment the car is theft by someone, we can
yes,
have a nearby FIR.
immobilizer. Yeah, you can have immobilizer can kick in.
Immobilizer, yeah, immobilizer.
Yeah, immobilizer that you can actually immobilize the car so the
So how
thief
it
cannot.
will call the car wherever it is, right? It will stop the car.
You
And
can, yes. You
you
can
can't
even
move.
trace the car. If a
Correct.
car is suppose I mean, genuinely for a positive way, functional way, if you park your car in a multi-level car parking in a mall and you forgot where you park, you can look at the app and it will give you the location where exactly the car is, right? So that kind of utility value is there. At the
Thank
same
you.
time, too much of connected car also has a risk of hacking, right? Advanced tools and all these cyber criminals will be looking for opportunities to hack and you can hijack the vehicle also. That also has happened.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ram. One common question I want to pose for you and Nikhil. Nikhil already touched upon the different career prospectus available for cybersecurity professionals. From the futuristic point of view, he has listed a lot of things. The same question I want to ask you, and in that you tell like what kind of skill sets are required from the cybersecurity professionals, because you are also taking a lot of people into your organization. From that point of view, suppose I as a student want to specialize in cybersecurity. While attending interview, what kind of skill sets are required from me? That's one.
Sure.
And after you complete process, Mr. Nikhil can add something. If he already left something, he can add right now. Okay, over to Ram first.
Sure. I think I can share my screen for better impact. Can I share my screen for a second?
Yes, you can do. You can do.
So please confirm once you can see my screen. I have a slide here.
Permission is granted?
Yes, sir. It is already granted. I have stopped my sharing also.
Okay. Can you confirm if you can see this?
Yes, sir. We can see the screen.
Awesome.
A colorful chart.
So this mind map, especially for people who are interested in having a career, in starting a career in cybersecurity, will be helpful. It gives a big picture orientation of different domains available. So cybersecurity has so many domains, right? So people who are good at programming languages, and then they want to launch their career in application security or product security, they can look at developing skills in secure coding. Writing code is one thing, writing secure code is another. So today we all use Swiggy, Zomato, for example, for our food dining needs, right? So what if the app is not secure and your data is being leaked? We store credit card, debit card numbers for convenience. If the data is not secure, we will not have trust in using that app. So there's some concept called secure coding. So that coding and reviewing, testing, all of it comes under this application security, right? Then the whole concept of cyber security is about de-risking the business, de-risking the organization, whichever organization, be it commercial, be it NGO, be it government, whatever. So this enterprise risk management is a big domain where you have risk assessments, all the vulnerability assessment, penetration testing, and the other assessments that you can do to ensure your organization policies, practices are aligned with the best practices or the policies that you have defined. Now, coming to the governance area, of course, this is at a top management. They want to have a complete view and governance on how your company's security program is being run. So all your compliances, risk management, and governance aspects come here. Then from here on, it's all technical areas. I'll come here, the security architecture. So here you will learn how to build a secure network, a secure perimeter, secure IT infrastructure, right? Including IoT security and identity access management, all of it, including cloud, all of it will come. Then comes your SOC, right? Security Operations Center. That's the nerve center of your security program. So you'll use tools like SIEM, so all the related technologies and processes, including digital forensics, all of it will come under here. Related to this is your threat intelligence, CTI, we call it as cyber threat intelligence. So internal sources, external sources, if you sign up with your vendors who can provide you timely intelligence about different threats that are on the prowl, you can leverage it to make your defenses much more smarter, right? Then, of course, the user education. End of the day, you may say I have 20 different security policies, but none of the employees know about it. That is very bad. So whatever you put in policy, you should be able to disseminate that information to your staff so that they are knowing what is what, do's and don'ts, the best practices. Then comes your, the compliances, different types of compliances related to different industries, right? Regulated industries. So these standards and regulations is a knowledge that you should be having. So this gives you a overall idea, and a lot of new roles are coming up in cyber security as we evolve. Today, AI, artificial intelligence, and generative tools like ChatGPT or Bard or everyone, even Google is also launching, Microsoft is launching. So all of them, those tools also can be, leveraged. They have to pick up skills around that. So this is a quick, view on the different levels. This is not a fixed or exhaustive list of titles, but it gives you an idea what kind of roles you'll be getting. Now, sir was asking about what skills you would be needing. So there are multiple surveys talking about the skill shortage, right? Talent shortage in security domain. So you see here the application security has the highest number of demand. It doesn't mean the one in the bottom is not that important. Almost all the skills we need people. We have a huge shortage of professionals, especially at the junior and mid-level. We have shortage of people. They don't have. So that's what I thought I will quickly talk about. Yeah.
So Nikhil, would you like to add anything further after Dr. Ram Kumar? How do you assess? Suppose you interview some people, how do you assess their caliber, whether he is suitable for this domain or something?
Yeah. So basically, how we analyze them. So there are rounds. When we say rounds, so the operational round and all, I'll not repeat because that is something everyone knows, and that's not part of my expertise. Talking about a technical round. So when they mention they have done some project, so we ideally ask them which part of the project you have done, because a lot of projects we people do in group.
Correct.
And then which part is
That
done by
one
that.
will be, very, very fast and dominating type. Others will be very pacified. They don't do
Correct,
any
correct.
namesake. Their names will be added.
Correct. So that is one project. The project which is only described. The another type of project which we look at, which are uploaded on Git repo, Bitbucket repo, or any type of online repository, or a live thing, where actually the interviewer can go and experience that application, and can check the Git repo and everything. So that enhances your resume. That is what I have to say. Second is very important aspect here, that you have to solve online labs like try hack me, as I told you, or like hack the box, and then create your ranking into that applications. Okay, once you create your ranking into that applications, you will be okay, for example, you are at top 1% or top 5% or top 10% in Try Acme or in Hack the Box Academy, or you have solved this many things. So then it is like you have hands-on knowledge, and not only certification, and not only degrees, but hands-on knowledge that itself gives. Secondly, they are given when they come to for a cybersecurity interview, they are given a machine or a vulnerable application to hack. And if they are able to do it, then on the basis of that, it is selected. So these are all the things basically which
I
can be
can
done.
keep on asking because I don't want to ask for anything further. Over to the admin, Dr. Kalpish Popat. Can you classify some questions? Hope you have done by this time. And you can post it to either Dr. Ramkumar or Dr. Nikhil or both, of course. Just selected questions.
Yeah, thank you, sir. The first question is from Mr. Varish Kumar. He's asking, like, initially it is very difficult to start the journey as a cybersecurity expert in the IT industry. So how can a fresher go with the cybersecurity? I think Ram Kumar sir or Nikhil sir both are right persons to give this
No,
answer.
he has got answer also in the same question. Okay, it is very difficult for a fresher to do that. Provide you equip yourself with the technology. This is not only applicable to cybersecurity, take data science also. How a fresher will be in a position to take up the industry problem, unless the curriculum itself is trying to reduce the gap between that. So you be a fresher, you have to understand certain tools. Like I will tell a couple of tools remaining. Dr. Ramkumar and Nikhil will tell. One is known as Kali Linux. The Kali Linux is the Linux flavored operating system which are widely used for cybersecurity. And we come across a burp suit kind of thing. And some more tools Nikhil will tell because he's currently at it.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, I will tell, as you said, okay, Bob shoot, or in Linux, you should always go for Metapreter sessions, like, or Metasploit.
Metas.
And then yeah, and when you talk about Bob shoot or web application pen testing, you should always basically go for um, we can say not only top 10 OWASP, but also for WSTG guidelines and SANS 25. That is something which you should basically go for. I will recommend that. And your Nmap techniques, or your networking skills also should be better. Okay, so that is what I will
Yeah,
recommend. Also, when you say Bubsuit, you should go and solve the labs on Portswigger Academy. A lot of students, they say, okay, I'm a fresher, I don't get any opportunity and all. There are a lot of labs, there are a lot of virtual simulators where you can go and actually practice. There is Pontindall, there is One Hub. There are a lot of things which are really available, and you can go
fantastic. Is
and
there any other
practice.
questions? Kalpesh Popat?
Yes, sir. What is the significance impact of AI and cybersecurity on the human life? Is it good or bad? It's asked by G-Man's Jag.
Ram, can you try?
Sure.
Impact of AI in cybersecurity.
Yeah, AI is a very revolutionary technology. We have to see how it's going to be used for benefit of people, benefit of corporations. All companies are doing extensive research on the large language models and coming out with. They are integrating with their CI/CD pipeline to automate tasks. So people are unduly worried about whether there will be a mass layoff because of AI adoption by big tech companies. There won't be a mass layoff. Rather, all routine, mundane tasks will get automated. But people who know how to use AI, they will actually prosper. They will thrive. So again, just because a tool like ChatGPT or Bard is giving very quick answers, people don't have to panic, because clients are not that smart, and no client gives you a very clear question. We all seen in how when we work in projects with clients, we keep changing the requirements very often, and it's very tough for the project manager to fulfill the client requirements. So unnecessarily, people don't have to have that worry on AI adoption, and that will lead to mass layoff. It's not going to happen. Okay, the max, some mundane jobs will get replaced. Pointers, if you get on to cloud, definitely you have AI modules, in AWS or Azure. You can pick up skills, and when you get on to all AI models use data science, machine learning in a big way. So if you pick up these data science or cloud skills, there is component of AI which you can utilize. And of course, there are institutions that offer a full-time specialization in AI and robotics that also can be helpful in building your career if you want to harness power of AI.
Any have other questions?
Sir, one last question from Mr. Jairaj Singh Gohil. He's asking like how to aware from a dummy Gmail authentication pages, because they look like the same original verification page. So how can we safeguard ourselves from that?
Nikhil, can you answer?
So when you say dummy pages or like type of a phishing pages, there are sites you can go on virustotal.com and do a check on URL checker. Then there are sites like scamadvisor.com. There are API sites like FishTank. There are a lot of Git repositories where you can enter that or integrate that into your software package. API is available and all. So that is something which you can do. As a layman, you can check it on Scam Advisor is one of the wonderful site. Fish Tank is there, and Virus Total. Okay.
That's nice. So we are missing the fourth speaker today, Mr. Rabari. He's the DCP of Cybercrime Rajkot. I think the speakers know him very well. Co-speakers know him very well. Unfortunately, he met with an accident today. He felt like he can join. He joined also in the initially. Then he again he couldn't sit, and I will definitely not disappoint. He's a good speaker. I will definitely invite him or another panel discussion along with few more and do. And KP, how to conclude? You want to take any more questions?
I just wanted here to add one more point and
Please.
just a concluding point. We all are responsible citizens of our nation. Let us be responsible netizens too. Just because we have got some data free or unlimited data, just not let us use it irresponsibly. So use all the devices, technology, internet as a responsible netizen. So as a responsible citizen of our country, you should be responsible netizen. Use it responsibly, and let us create a digital secured India and a cyber secured India together. Okay.
That's really great. Hats off to you, Nikhil. A very nice point you touched upon it. Would you like to have any final concluding remark, Dr. Ram?
Yeah, people have so much of apprehension and also enthusiasm about cybersecurity. Cybersecurity, as you know, is a very vast domain. So don't get worried about too many things. Take one step at a time. Do one thing at a time. And since the domain is vast,
Basically, I would like to add one thing, Dr. Ram. The thing is, now the moment we feel like we are victimized, we go panic.
Yes.
That will, complicate the situation.
True.
Yeah.
So no panic at all. If you become an unwitting victim, you need to have a cool mind and start quickly, remediation. Get in touch with the cybercrime police, and unnecessarily don't panic. And always back up your personal data. That is very important, because today, if people lose their cell phones or even miss it for one day, they're not bringing to their office or college, they get unnecessarily restless. So have always backup of your data, so that people are not worried about the cost of the mobile. The device they can always buy again, 30K, 40K, whatever. But the data that they have, including videos and pictures and the contacts they have, that's what they are worried about. So that is one aspect. Coming back to the career opportunities, the world is at your feet. You have so many resources to learn cybersecurity, either free or paid. It all depends on your enthusiasm and drive, the motivation. So pick up one area, specialize, and then build your skills. Your career is like a T-shaped, right? when you start your career, you have to do specialization. You have to have a mile deep specialization and an inch wide exposure. But as you grow in your career, it becomes the opposite. You'll have a mile wide exposure into different areas and an inch deep specialization. So please specialize in one area and then build your career and become a generalist. That's all I had to say. All the best.
Extremely good, extremely good. And a couple of announcements to the participants here. You may be having still something in your mind about cybersecurity questions and all. And Dr. Kalpesh Popad is associate professor of my team, and he will display his email ID. You can shoot your questions later on also. We will send it to, we do have some specialists within us, and we can either direct your questions to them or to the people over here. They're also associated with us in some way, and we will get the answer done. People who are serious to take up cybersecurity as a career, there are a couple of options available for you with Marwadi. That details Dr. Kalpesh will share it in the email. And second is all the participants, they ask, like many of them are very particular about certificate. Yes, we are going to provide all the participants certificate, not only participants, but also the esteemed panelists. We'll be sending the certificates of appreciation with the token of, as a token of thanks from Marwadi University. It was a very nice and productive Saturday. It was a very big learning opportunity for me as well. And whatever, I'm just comparing, like cross-checking whether my digital transactions are perfect or is there what I should do extra. In the same way, every one of you can think like how to strengthen yourself. Dr. Kalpesh Popad, over to you.
So let me share my screen, and I want to give some information about the next webinars of ours.
Please
and
do.
after that, I will share the feedback form link so that people can give the feedback to our panel discussion of today.
Okay.
I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, yes.
These are the list of our upcoming webinars.
It's not come, only you are I mean, you are share the screen, but not the.
Let me share it again.
Please do. Share it in full screen.
Let me do that. So I hope now it is visible.
Yeah, exactly.
So these are the list of our upcoming webinars. Next Saturday, we are meeting with webinar on cloud computing fundamentals by Associate Professor of our department, Dr. Sunil Bajeja. That will be on 27th of May, the same time, 11 a.m. After that, we have a webinar on data analytics using R by Professor Vivek Mondalia on 3rd of June at 11 a.m. And the next will be Basics of AI with Latest Trends and Applications by Dr. Devipan Neva, who is again an Associate Professor of our department, on 10th June at 11 a.m. These are the courses offered by Faculty of Computer Applications at Marwadi University. We do have 4 UG courses. One is BCA, that is a traditional BCA course. We do have BCA Honors with cloud computing and cybersecurity as a specialization. This course is specifically designed by considering the NEP, that is National Education Policy, as a part of implementation of the same. We do have BSc IT with us, and we do have BSc Data Science with us for UG level courses. For PG, we do have MCA, that is Traditional Master of Computer Applications. We have MSc Cybersecurity and Cyber Law, which is a specialized course for cybersecurity and cyber law aspirants. And we do have MSc Data Science, specifically for data science career prospects. These are our social media platforms. On Facebook, we are available at Marwadi MCA. On Instagram, we are available at Marwadi Education FCA. On LinkedIn, we are available at Marwadi FCA. And on YouTube, we are available at FCA Marwadi University. I would like to inform all the participants that the recording of today's panel discussion will be available on our YouTube channel. So if you have missed anything due to some network issues or anything, you can listen to this panel discussion at your convenient time. I have posted the feedback form link also. You can give your valuable feedback. Thank you from my side. Thank you all of you.
This kind of panel discussion initiative will continue. and we will keep one more for cybersecurity and a couple of programs for data science. You will get intimation from Dr. Kalpesh Popat. Thank you so much, Dr. Ram and Dr. Nikhil, and in the absentia of Dr. Mishra. And I know how serious the problem of this Rabari sir. Due to that, and after this, I'm going to meet him, and he will be definitely invited for the next program. Thank you very much for your time, sir. We'll be in touch.
Thank you, everyone. Great initiative by Marwadi University. You always you can keep this type of discussions, and we are always here to support. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
At last, I would like to request all the participants to switch on their video so that we can have the
group photo,
common screenshot, a kind of group photo.
Virtual group photo, we can say.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Edition of webinars. Okay, right.
Yeah. Fine. Those who are having possibility of switching on the video, please switch on the video so that we can have the common group photo between us, and we can share it in the group also.
Who is taking the screenshot? You are taking?
Yes, I will take. Within a minute, I would like to ask all the participants. I will request all the participants to please switch on the camera if possible. I'm getting, we are having so many participants from outside India also in this panel discussion. So it's a great moment for us.
Yeah.
Thank you, all of you, for your valuable time and great listening to all of us. Thank you.
Great.
Now you can leave the meeting. I'll reshare the feedback form link. Yeah, certificates will be provided within 5 working days. Even Ramkumar sir has shared his LinkedIn link also. You can use that link to ask questions to sir.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pleasure meeting you all. If you are interested, please connect with me. I'll be happy to accept your invites. Thanks again. See you there. Bye-bye. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. For participants, I would like to inform that we'll provide a certificate within 5 working days, definitely. All of you can leave the meeting. Thank you.
ફોર્મ ભરતો હતો મેં કીધું આમાં સેમેસ્ટર પૂછે કે
એને લખી